As a wee little lad, I sat there anticipating what was going to happen next in class. Our teacher came to us and said, "Today, kids, we have a nice gentleman coming in. And he's going to talk to us about crossing the road safely." And I thought to myself, crossing the road? Exciting! And as this gentleman came in, he came in with his nice white and black uniform, a traffic officer, and leant over and said, "Okay, kiddies, today I'm going to teach you how to cross the road. You need to stop, to look, and to listen. Stop, look, and listen." How about if you show me how to do that? All together. Here we go. Stop, look, listen. And as we looked at this man, I thought to myself, this is such a great idea, a simple idea of how to cross the road safely. Later on in life, as many of us do, we use those ideas to help us, in this case, cross the road. Who here still uses that idea? To stop, look, and listen before you cross the road. Or maybe you're so stuck on your phone that you don't stop, look, and listen. Today's talk is about self-care. It's about looking after self. It's about what you can do personally for yourself to help you cope with some of the stresses in this life. And what I've done in the case that I'm going to talk about today is actually taking that concept of stop, look, listen and applied it to my personal decisions in life. When I'm faced with something so big, so full on, so stressful, what I've done now is taken that concept, that idea, and applied it to the situation and said, I need to just stop, to look, and listen. Who's a bit stressful today? Hands up. Who feels like this day is going to be stressful? Would you have a hand up? Who's had a stressful life? I've got 5 boys, so you can imagine I've got a full-on home. But the thing is this, to be able to cope with these situations, I'm going to share with you an idea that will hopefully help you. If you've got exams coming up, hands up. Who's got assessments that need to be due in, like tomorrow? I want to ask you to take this idea of stop, look, listen, and apply it to your situation. I'm going to tell you some stories. Is that okay? And these stories are around what I've taken to actually take this concept and idea and apply it to my life. Stop. April 2018. That's right, this year, on the 18th of April, I was sick. Not like man flu, above man flu. Like 2 levels above. And I sat in my bed and I was crook as, and I was sitting there, and my wife goes, "Go to the doctor." And I used my power of selective hearing. And I lay there in this bed, and then my wife came to me and said, "Go to the doctor." And who knows that when your wife, your partner says that to you, you listen. And I got out of my bed, I went to the doctor, our family doctor, and I walked into his office. He looks at me and said, "What's going on?" "I don't know, that's why I'm here." And he goes, "Okay, tell me what's been going on." I told him some of the symptoms, and he said to me, "Joseph, go and stand on the scales." Everything went into slow motion. The scales, not the scales. As I went to the scales, I stood on there, and there was more numbers on there than my bank account. In actual fact, I couldn't see the scale. And as I looked up, I sat down, and my doctor looked at me, and I was waiting for those magical, clinical words to come out of his mouth. And he looked into my eyes with compassion, and he said, "You're fat." Listen, mate, you went to medical school to tell me that? I already know that. And then what he said to me is something that changed me. He said this: if you don't stop, you will stop. How many of us today are suffering from hurry sickness. Hurry here, hurry there, hurry everywhere. Trust me, some of you right now are thinking, can this guy just hurry up? I've got to hurry somewhere else. The symptoms of hurry sickness, are you the type of person that goes to the supermarket and goes, who has the fastest checkout? Who has won an award? Because I'm going to go to that checkout because they're going to be faster. Who here has gone behind at a traffic light and parked behind one of the cars and said, make, model, nice, yep, they've got mags, they're going to go faster. I'm going to go behind them. If I can get in front of them, I can get in front of them. Yeah, I'm going to get there faster. We all suffer from hurry sickness, but all of us sometimes need to stop. Just stop. Just stop. If you're getting anxious about a situation, just stop. Because sometimes when we are overthinking things, we don't have the time to actually stop and think, actually, is this problem in front of me, am I making this bigger than what it is? So number 2, look. So once you stop, for me personally, it was my weight. I needed to stop and look at the situation. So number 2, look. Look at the situation. What I needed to do was go to the gym. Yes! Yeah. I don't like the gym. I like playing like sports. But I went to the gym. And I started to work out. Is that how you work out? Yeah, we'll go with that. I started to run. I started to look at my situation differently. If you're coming up to exams today and you're looking at your situation or you're making a big decision, just stop and look at it. There's a story that I use many times is that when I was sixth form, for some people they might know what that concept is. It's year 12. We went away with our form 3s or year 9 to a camp. And on this camp, what we did was we actually beat them up. That's okay. I'm not in jail. But what the concept was this, it was called raid. We played this game. And so the third formers were right down the bottom of the hill, and we had to make a line near the bottom of the hill to stop a lot of these third formers from getting to the top where the beacon was. It was a blinking light just at the top. And what happened was they had to try and get to that top. And what we needed to do was stop them by any means possible. As long as they got back to their parents. And what my friend leant over to me and said was, if we go to the top of the hill, we'll see things a bit differently. So what we did, it's an army strategy. We went to the top of the hill and we saw things totally different. We could see all these third formers coming up. Oh, I've got you. I've got you. Ah! But the amazing thing about that is that when you change your perspective on your situation, everything changes. How many times have you got a situation in front of you, an exam in front of you, and you think, oh no, it's so much, it's too big. Oh, but have you ever stopped and actually looked at this from a different angle, from a different perspective? Sometimes your different perspective could look like this. For me, I needed to go for a run. Because what it did for my mental state was actually calm me down. This morning before I came here, I went for a run walk. Because they look the same. People look at it as walking, I look at it as running. Hey, don't judge me before you know me. But as I was running, one of the big things to change my perspective on today was actually getting kānoi ki te kānoi, face to face with people. So one of the big things for me in life generally is changing my perspective. Whatever it is, you've got to step out of that situation and not make that situation bigger than what it is. For me, my health, I actually made the situation less big by stepping back, looking at slightly different and doing something totally different. So for me, I needed to go for a walk and then run and then the gym. But in doing that, I left my cell phone in the car. I'm not on this walk going, hi, I'm on the walk today. But you only just got out of the car. but it's actually face-to-face with people. Change your perspective. What we need to do today is actually reconnect again, face-to-face. So every morning I try, when I go for my run walk, what I try and do is say hello to everyone. Let's practice that right now. How about if you say hello to the person beside you? How about if you turn around and say hello to 2 other people behind you? This morning, as I said hello to people, they looked up at me. Oh my gosh! They said hello. And then I also said, good morning. And people were shocked. Why? Because we have made technology the thing that we use to connect with people, the thing that keeps us away from people. The simple idea of stop, look around you, look at your situation. It's not as big as what you made it. Step back, change your situation, change your surroundings, get a different perspective. Because from here, you guys look small. But if you can do that, a simple idea from that, we can start reconnecting again. You can start having a social life. You can start actually having connections with other human beings. Stop, look, and the final thing is this. Listen. In 2010, we lost a dear friend to suicide. We started a trust called Hope Walk, which is a trust that actually gets communities together and organizes walks. Basically just a walk by everyone that's been touched or affected by suicide. In 2015, we launched our first walk. We advertised it on social media. We got it out there. And what we actually phrased was this: if you've been touched by suicide or want to make a difference in this space, just come for a walk with us. We made an event page and we put it out there on social media, a 7K walk, which is a lot for a lot of people. But we just put it out there. In 2016, the 27th, Saturday morning, at 9 a.m., 3,000 people came for a walk. Why? Because they just needed someone to listen to them. One of the biggest things we have is the ability to listen. But we've lost that because we don't stop, we don't look, and last but not least, we don't listen. When is the last time you've sat down with someone and not listened to reply? Because we're so good at that. You're like, yeah, I'm listening to you, but I'm just finding out what to answer you right now. Instead of just listening for the sake of listening. We need to learn to listen and listen to learn. It's important for us as human beings to recapture that, because in this crazy world full of hurry sickness, we don't stop, we don't look, and we don't listen. In this moment, as we started walking with these people, it was good for my health, it was good for me personally, but also it was good for my mental state. But what we found is it was good socially for people who had been affected, who had lost loved ones to suicide. And so in this point of time, when we were walking the 7Ks, people started to talk. And they started to listen. And they were okay with that, because everyone in that space was in a space where there was no judgment, just hope. Hope that someone would actually take time out to listen to their story. And the beauty about that is that many of those people have now made good connections and actually continue this. This has gone global, and we are so stoked and so happy that we can actually have community-led hope walks around the world. We get messages from our walks in Ireland, in the States, in Australia, in Fiji this year, our first Pacific walk, and the majority of them are in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So next time you find yourself in a place where you are stuck in a moment, well, maybe you need to lose the cheesecake factory here, or maybe it's anxiety around an issue, I want you to do one thing, or maybe 3 things. Stop, look, and listen. So next time you're somewhere in life enjoying what you're doing on the campus around here, or even just in daily life, What I want you to do is be a friend and actually go to someone and say, hey, stop. Look, I'm listening. Because if we can start doing that again, a simple idea like that, it will change your life. Thank you.